Okay. This is what the inside of a Classic looks like. I haven't done many vintage reviews, like real vintage. Like when this used to be a thing that was common. And when this came about, all right, here's this, right? So here's my sim racing setup, which is almost not even close to done because the shit's being held in with foam blocks, but that's my style. So put the 590 towers there. Okay, I order the Emotiva MC700 7.1 surround processor. I'm gonna have the front channels, and I might put some rear channels here. Oh yeah. So now I've got to put an amp for the front channels. So here's the front channels. I was using the TIAC here, 23 watts per channel to push these, and you know they're pretty efficient, so it works fine. But it's like, all right, I need a better stereo amplifier, and I'm presuming that in the future maybe this isn't going to be used for that. Maybe I'll move it to the living room. You know, I'm Zios. I have to test and move and modify and cat all the time. So let me look up what is the best high power stereo amplifier, and I went through a couple things. I went through Crown. A lot of people recommend the Crowns. Crown is a pro amp. My father, we installed some in a bowling alley. I mean, these were like $2,500 amps. There's bigger ones than this. But for $300 plus shipping, the XLS is a digital amp. It's like 14 pounds, 11 pounds. It's super lightweight, 11 pounds, less than 11 pounds. The ones we installed were 75 pounds and that thick. It was retarded. It was like just blocks of copper you're moving around. So these can do 215 watts per channel at 8 ohm, 350 at 4 ohm, 1100 bridged 4 ohm. It's monsters. Fine. Next, let's see what else we got. Emotiva is a big go-to. I love Emotiva stuff, obviously. Now, their A300 is $400. It's rated 150 watts a channel into 8 ohms, or 300 watts a channel into 4 ohms. So, okay, it's got some, you know, it looks nice. It's got things and big torsional transformer and everything. Okay, you know, that's okay. The next, what else we got? And then I go to eBay, and I was actually on eBay looking for a broken amplifier because my friend down in Texas that's going to build me a custom tube amp. I wanted to build it in an old vintage amplifier, or at least make it look like that. And while I was looking for broken amplifiers, I'm like, God, that's pretty. God damn, that's pretty. I wish I had one of those. How much? $500. Well, the Emotiva was $400. Brand new, but made in China. And the Crown, I'm pretty sure is made in China. And less, but you can get the higher end, but it's a Crown. But then, none of them are this. None of them are a phase linear Model 400. Now, I have previously reviewed my father's, which has now become mine, Pioneer Spec 2. And this still has issues that have to be sorted out by an actual repair person, where I can turn it on, but then it goes into protection mode after like 30 minutes. This, $500 plus shipping, and it was only $35 shipping because it was right here, like 2 miles from me. Did you get a good look inside? Because I want to zip it back up. There are your capacitors down there. You'll notice this is a very strange design, first off. Because, I mean, it's only that thick. Then this is all heatsink, and we'll get to this, which is the transformer, which is just not in the case for whatever reason. So there's your caps. Pretty sure those are original. And something this old, and this is early 70s, should probably be recapped and redone and checked, and you check all their... But I bought it. It worked. It's got the name Diane, D-I-A-N-E. Diane? I don't know. In there, everything works. I bought it working. I wouldn't have bought it broken. This is 200 watts per channel. So it's actually a little more than the... And to 8 ohm. It's a little more than the Emotiva would have been, and a little less than the Crown would have been. But it isn't always about that number, that wattage number. Sometimes it's about everything else. A lot of screws here. 3 cats walk into a bar and they have sex with a dog. Trying to fill space, hold on. I was trying to think of what to talk about. So, the guy shipped it to me. It arrived in 3 days. It seems like a smaller box. The thing about my father's Spec 2 inside is it's rack mount. It's designed to be rack mount. And this looks like it should be rack mount, like you could take these handles off and then rack mount. But here is the slots for rack mount all the way at the edge, and here are the handles. And there's no way to do that. So this is never getting rack mounted, because you'd have to literally drill the face to expose these notches, which I hope the camera can see them. And then I looked up, and people were actually building wooden boxes to encase this in, which I'm not. I mean, it would be a legit wooden box. I'm not a fan of fake wooden boxes, but then it would cover these vents, which in here doesn't get super hot, but this does. I'm gonna roll it now onto its face, which these handles are here to protect against, and we're gonna look at the back. So under these spring-loaded metal, thin, dusty-ass guards that have probably been on there since the 70s, here are your Hong Kong grade or RCA. These are actually the amp. I don't know what the actual term is. I'd have to talk to my friend about it. All different types and brands. I wonder if this has been refurbished. No, see the RCAs are all at the bottom. Toshiba. Put that back on before it gets lost. So all these, there's 4 banks of those, and these are the heat sinks. These 2 giant aluminum sons of bitches. And they only really get hot when I'm pushing it for a long period of time near its clipping value, which I can do with those Walsh 2000s in there. Here's your power supply, which I could read you the numbers on it, and I have this cutting board down so I don't damage my foam on the table. Phase linear, serial number 21684, model 400, maximum power in 750 watts, AC volts. It wants 117. Made in America. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. This thing weighs forever. That isn't even a mount. It weighs parsecs, whatever the hell they use in Star Wars. You get 3 fuses. Line fuse and power supply fuse. So they all check out, they all work, nothing's blown. I've read a couple forum posts about these old amps, and they're like, oh man, they can keep blowing it. I'm like, no. On this side, you get, and can I put this up on end? I don't want to crush the cord, because we're going to get to the shittiness of the cord in a second. I'm just going to scratch up some cutting board. You get on the side of the heatsink here, left speaker, right speaker, left input, right input. That's it. That's all this is. You get, I always find it hysterical that, you can do a banana in here. They get real loose. Obviously, this thing's been around the block a few times. But when you unscrew it, you got a hole there that's suitable for maybe perfectly straight 16 gauge. Like if you didn't, you couldn't even twist it. It wouldn't fit in that hole. That's how small that hole is. So I'm going to highly recommend banana plugs for anything vintage like this, if you can get it in there, or spades. A lot of them use spades. I might open this up, pull these out, put more modern, correct size ones in there. Here's your RCAs. No colors in the thing, just here tells you what's going on. Class 1 exceeds 100 volts, wires between building runs, materials shall be installed per local code. It's telling you to follow local code. Here's your feet, because this is the only part that actually touches the bottom, because actually there's a big foot there. Now let's look at the face of this bitch. And we'll look at the cord. Permanently attached lamp cord. Just lamp cord. It's just a lamp cord. And this one's actually got a cut in it because there's a piece of tape wrapped around it. And look at the plug. Look at that sad ass plug. Never has there been a sadder plug. By the way, right now, there's 2 phase linears. One for $21 with $50 shipping in Pennsylvania. In Erie, Pennsylvania, with 5 days left. I may want to watch that one. And then another one for $475 plus shipping. So, just, this was it. This was the standard back in the day. And it's just, that no one would even be caught dead. And the fact that it doesn't detach bothers the hell out of me. So I might even change that out. Look at the face of this. All aluminum. 3/16 aluminum sheet. I'm assuming laser. No, you know what? This is coming up. This is a decal on the face. It's before laser inscribing was a thing. Phase linear, model 400, series 2 audio standard amplifier. The 2 knobs in the front are actually damaged. And there was like, I knew that was going to be a thing, but they do just pop off. So I wanted to find either another set of these knobs or really any knobs that'll hit the standard, their standard shape. So it's not like I couldn't just change them out. But honestly, for now, leave it alone. Recessed in here, you get, this is actually like some sort of like cardboard. This is what they used to do back in the 70s. Just put whatever the hell back there, which outlines an L. And this is the reason I bought it. Let's face it. All right, the Emotiva looked great. The crown looks great. Fuck those. They don't have an LED VU that dances across like a Cylon. And here's my thinking: Battlestar Galactica, the original, was late 70s, early 80s. Pretty sure. I'm not an aficionado of that. But this, when I plug it in, and I'm going to plug it in a second, we're going to run some tests on these amazing monoprice speakers. It looks just like a Cylon. Hold on. Let's climb under my desk for a second. I probably don't need that, whatever that is. This is by the way, a Furman power conditioner. Not Furman. What brand are you? It is a Furman. My bad. I just bought 2 of those. They're like 60 bucks a piece, and I use them as my power strips. So now, you can see there's... Oh, did you notice the power switch? No, you didn't. No, you didn't notice the power switch. Of course, there is none. This is back in the day. This is when that would be controlled by something else. There's no way to turn this off. You plug it in and it's on, and you unplug it and it's off. It doesn't get hot when it's just sitting here. It's not class A. It's not just like, it's plugged in, hot. But it's, you know, it's not doing anything. It's just not doing anything. I really should get down and dirty with like a good scrub brush. I'm gonna plug things in now. I'm gonna have to lay it down. Hold on. So, what's the benefit of an old amp, Zeos? Zeos, why should I look at this instead of like, I don't know, what the other ones you linked in the description? Couple things. I mean, this thing's been running since 1970, like 1 or 2. I don't know the actual year. I know it's early 70s. It's just been running. Probably on and off. Maybe someone puts it away for a decade, for a fucking decade. And then they pull it out and they put it back on. That's right channel. This is before they had like standardized colors. So that's red and that's black. And this one, couple things. Made in America amps are real hard to find. Just right now, you try to find them, you'll get a couple from Outlaw Audio. They're expensive, and they're not this powerful for something like this. And the white is actually hot, and now that's still black. Racist. Come on. Come on. Now, the front knobs are... I'm skirting the question of why. Because I'm a nationalist, I guess is the reason. Writes on the bottom, Patriot. I believe in America. Is that what you all want me to hear? Or want me to say? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Yeah, I could have bought a crown. I could have bought anywhere. But look at this. Look at it. Are you fucking looking at it? The way the knobs on these work, just like on the Spec 2, these are input sensitivity. It says it right there. It doesn't say volume. It doesn't say gain. These are set once and you're done. Now, since I'm using this as my preamp, which means I could limit it, I'm going to just turn these up. That was weird. Music started playing outside. All the way. This is my balance. Shut off subsynth, or fuck it, leave it on. Who cares? Epic score. No. Frozen OST. Discussed that last video. Stairway to Heaven. Good. This is a period piece. We'll try that. And then we'll just... I don't know how much I can get to play. Oh, that's so fucking cool. Yes, I'm susceptible to that is so fucking cool syndrome. That's Epic Score Hellish Place, by the way. It works. It works perfectly. And if I don't do anything to it and I don't blow it up and I don't clip things, I'm pretty sure it'll work perfectly for another 10 years. 20 years. As long as you keep it out of moisture. And it's just, I don't know why I bought it, right? Because it's cool. Because I get to say, yeah, I'm running that with a phase linear. I don't even think it's a thing anymore. I think they're gone for a while. But you'll always hear that name when you talk about old good amps. Phase linear, Series-400. There's a Series-700. That's this exact same shape, only like 350 watts a channel. 200's enough for me. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna draw the line. Those are over 1,000. So I had to buy an amp. And I did speaker reviews already with it. And I had it out in my living room for a while. Now it's gonna go here on the sim racing crazy cockpit. And I'm sure I'm gonna pick this up and move it and use it places. Because when I needed to, amplifier technology is the only thing in the whole world of music that has advanced less than everything else. Yes, we have Class D, Class T amps, digital, all the processing, DACs, that's come up. Speaker tech, we were using paper cones. I mean, like real. I've seen speakers in the 70s. There's a couple good ones, like those big ass JBLs. They qualify and they can stay in the future. But most speakers from that era are just trash. The music recordings were alright. We're still in vinyl only. We're talking about vinyl only was the source when these things were sold. So everything else has come up and it's like, oh, you gotta get the newest and the best. You gotta get it. Except for amplifiers. This amplifier, it's not like I put it on like, oh wow, that sounds like an old amp. Fuck no. It sounds amazing. It sounds like there's this much power behind it. And I think it was worth $500. Good luck finding one. Make sure it's in good nick. If you find one that's rebuilt, God bless. I think it'll be worth $700-800 easy if they update the capacitors, maybe fix the wiring issues, change out these connectors. No problem. This is just, I don't know. I just did this review because it's gonna be here. And I'm going to be using it. And because it's just cool as shit. Why can't Emotiva just add cool as shit to their stuff? Because I guarantee you whatever it cost to build that back in the day. First of all, LEDs early 70s. That was money. Cash money. All right? This might be the first to use a VU meter that was LEDs. Which is another reason like, oh, I gotta have it. Gotta have that red LED flashing in my. What's going on? Did I mute this? I need that. I need it in my life. It sounds fantastic. If it was recapped, maybe it'd sound even better. I'll never know because I'm never gonna kill it. I hope. So that was this review, and I can fucking smell the 200 watts per channel. Vintage amps are the only thing vintage turntables, fine. Modern turntables are just as good. Vintage amps, love them.